Hey guys, what's up? It's Bre'ell. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today, the video that we have all been waiting for. Dun dun dun! Okay. So, today we are going to be doing my Florida trip video. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm sorry if it's a lengthy video, but it is definitely worth it, and I hope that you guys definitely take something from this. So without further ado, grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into the video. About to spill the tea. We about to spill the tea, sis. Really sorry if this is not the cutest background, but like, I'm trying. Like, I did this. I spent so much time on these lights, you know, and like tried to make them look real cute, but they don't look that cute, but it's cool. I gotta fix this little situation right here. But anyways, today guys, as you know, as I told you in my intro, that we are doing a all about my Florida video. Woo! It's finally here. I'm super excited because I have a lot to talk about. And I'm really sorry if this video kind of gets like depressing or sad, but I'm gonna be really like 100% with you guys and transparent because that's like part of my channel. That's what I want to do for you guys. So yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into the first thing. Okay, so sorry about that. So the first thing that I did was I went to Ponce Inlet, where I stayed in Daytona. And I stayed with my grandpa. My grandpa is such a great man. He flew me down there because he knew that it's something that I really wanted and I really felt like I needed for myself at the time. And I'm just so happy that I went to Florida because I went there for a month and like I truly got my like independence. Like, granted, I don't have my independence fully, but I got more independence and I got more, you know, what I wanted for myself. Like, I want to be this independent person. I want to do good for myself. So when you're in a bad situation and you feel like life is just crumbling around you, and literally, you guys, I wouldn't even get out of bed. I was just like, I don't want to get out of bed. So I didn't. But when that was like at a really like bad time for me, and so that's why I went to Florida, because I also wanted to clear my head and be the best version of myself that I can for my family, for my subscribers, for you guys, and most importantly for myself, because self-love and being the best person for yourself is so important, and I always fail to neglect that. You know what I mean? I always fail to just put myself like on the back burner. And so when I went to Florida, I didn't put myself on the back burner. I'm like, no, like, I'm going and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have some fun. And that's what I did, and I had a great time. Okay, hi guys, I'm back. Sorry, I went to go eat dinner. We had a really good meal. Let me just... Good. Okay, so what were we talking about? I think we were talking about the trips that I went on and like why I went to Florida. Yeah, so as I said before, I went to Florida because, you know, I needed that for me, and I'm really happy that I did it. But it also made me realize that like I have to create my happiness here. And for Bre'ell to create her happiness takes like, I don't know why it's so hard for me to like remain happy, but it is like, it's hard because, excuse me, but it's just hard because like, you know, I feel like my mind just plays tricks on me sometimes. Like, that's the only way I can really describe it. So when my mind does that, it's like a switch. It's like, oh, you want to be happy? You can be happy. And then you go, oh wait, it's time to be down again. And I'm just so over that. Like, I don't know if you guys can relate, but I think that's a really good way to describe it. But so yeah, so pretty much one of the first things I did when I went to Florida is I went to Ponce Inlet, and I had so much fun. Thanks to my neighbor Crystal. Shout out to Ed and Crystal. They are amazing neighbors, and Crystal was like my buddy. Like we just went everywhere together, and it was fun. It was such a good time. So Ponce Inlet. Okay. Okay, so at Ponce Inlet, this is my first time going, and the first thing that I did, I went kayaking. And now I have never gone kayaking either. Like, I had a lot of first on this trip. So I went kayaking at Ponce Inlet, and it was so much fun. I don't know if you guys know where Ponce Inlet is, but it's a place in Florida that's about 20 minutes away from Daytona. And there's a big lighthouse there, and there's like a marine science center you can go in and look around. And it's really cool because Ponce like has all these like little different islands. So what we did is we kayaked over to the disappearing island. Now I love manatees, and like I'm like, I hope we can see manatee, okay? Like, so I really wanted to see one. And Crystal goes, oh yeah, like you probably won't, like not today. But we were also by New Smyrna Beach, and New Smyrna and Ponce Inlet are the #1 place for shark attacks. But I didn't know that at the time when I went there, and even though I know that now, I don't care. Because, like, of course you have to be careful, but like, dude, just because they're the #1 place for shark attacks doesn't mean you should let that stop you. And that's what I'm saying is, like, it's about your mindset. Like, if you want to do something like go kayaking at Ponce Inlet and swim in that water, then you should do it. Don't let something stop you. And like, that's a really big lesson that I learned is like, do not let things stop you, you know, because you can't be afraid. What's the point in being afraid? What's that gonna do for you? And these are things that I'm always going to be constantly reminding myself of, because that is my problem, is I know these things, but I don't act on them, and I don't follow them, and I should, because I love to travel. I love it. I love the ocean. And if that's what makes me happy, and I should do it. Like, I shouldn't be afraid, you know? Okay, but so as I was saying, so we're kayaking over, and Ponce has like all these little different islands. So the island that we were kayaking to is called the Disappearing Island, and it was cool because Crystal's friend Rhonda actually came too. It's like her best friend, and she showed me around too. And like, these people, they're Floridians, honey, except Rhonda. She grew up in the north, but Crystal is a Floridian, like born and raised. So, you know, they're telling me all these cool things, and I'm just like, really? Wow, this is amazing. Like, I feel like I didn't even know any of this. So we get to the Disappearing Island, and they're like, let's go look at the fiddler crabs. And I'm like, oh, what? Like, I've only ever seen, like, on the beach, you know how when the water comes up, there's those little holes? Those are fiddler crabs. And a lot of people go to the beach at night, and they'll try and find them. But I just don't normally do that. But I love the beach anyways, and I love to go there at night. So we're walking over to this other end. We're walking over to the other end of the island, and I'm not even kidding you guys. Thousands upon thousands of fiddler crabs just all over the place. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, they're so cute, because they were so cute. Like, they're little pinchers, and I was just like, oh, this is a movie. Like, I for real feel like I'm in a movie right now. So after that, I know we just hung out there and we talked, and I sat in the sun all day, and I just truly had an amazing time, and it was great. And also, oh yeah, on our way back. Okay, so on our way back from the fiddler crabs, guess who we saw? We saw a manatee. It was really cool because you can tell when a manatee's in the water because it's like looks like a whirlwind, looks like a little like swoosh, swoosh, swoosh in the water. And Crystal goes, oh my gosh, look, there's a manatee. And I'm like, really? We're like running over, and she gets in the water, and the manatee was right in front of her. And honestly, I did not get to see it, but like, it was super close to me. Like, granted, I didn't get to see it because it started to swim away, but like, it was so cool. So that happened, and that's what I love is like, you can see all these animals, like a whole ecosystem. Like, literally, I jumped off the dock, and you can see through this water too. And Rhonda goes, oh, look, be careful, don't get that shark. But it wasn't a shark, it was a dolphin. So like, I had a great time at Ponce Inlet, and I went there twice. So let's talk about the 4th of July. Okay, so the 4th of July. 4th of July was so much fun. Probably the best 4th of July I've ever had. I went out to Ponce Inlet again, and I went with Crystal, Ed, those are my neighbors, and then I went with a guy named Steve. Now, they have a lot of friends down there, so they're showing me. First I met Rhonda, then I met Steve, I met so many people, and we go out on Steve's pontoon boat, but it's a little boat, like it's not big, it's like a little one, not like 4 people fit on it, that's how many people was with us, and you know, some other things. And so we're on this boat, and like, I am not used to these waves, okay? I live in Ohio. Like, I'm not used to these. So we're out on this boat, and these waves, all of a sudden this boat starts going boom, boom. Like, we were going so high in the air, and I'm sitting here, I'm holding on for dear life, and Chris was just looking at me, laughing at me. And I'm just like, this isn't funny, like, I'm about to die, like. But it was really cool because the way that we took to get to Ponce, we went down the intercoastal. It's like a big river in between the mainland and the beach side, and we took that to get to Ponce. So we had a nice boat ride, and like, dude, when I tell you Ponce Inlet is literally so different on a holiday, on a weekend, like, it's so true. Like, when I first went there and went kayaking, there was only 4 boats on our island. I go there again, oh honey, 100 or more. I mean, I know there was more than 100, like, that is a lot of people, but it's cool because then you can go talk to all these people. So there's so many fun people there, you're having fun, you're swimming, like, I'm meeting Crystal's friends, and then this guy has a bird on his shoulder, and I'm like, oh my god, that bird's so pretty. It was a beautiful macaw. I mean, oh my gosh, it was beautiful, beautiful. And this guy probably can tell that I'm like in awe because I think I was staring at him. And he just comes up to me and just puts it on my shoulder, puts the bird on my shoulder. I literally was like, what? That it's the first time ever happened to me. So I'm literally holding a beautiful blue just macaw. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're beautiful. His name was Chewy. Shout out to you, Chewy. He has an Instagram, just search him up, you'll find him. So yeah, so that was my second time at Ponce. And then for the 4th of July, I finished out at my second family's house. Now, Florida, it's very near and dear to my heart because I have been going to Florida for 20 years. I am 20 years old, and I have been going to Florida for 20 years. Well, I'll be 20 August 9th, but still. So, like, for me, I have a second family there. You know, Danielle, Seth, Sean, Shay, Donna, Kyle, Christian, like, you all know who you are, so shout out to you. I fucking love all of you guys, and I'm so, so happy that I got to spend more time with you because I missed you. But yeah. So anyways, we went up to Kyle and Christian's dad's house and parents' house in Leon Carey, and they were letting off fireworks, and they had food, and they have a really, really nice house. So like, I was having such a good time there. I was playing Uno Attack with Sean and Shay and Danielle. Danielle's my aunt. Shout out to her. I love you. I love you. Sorry guys, I just gotta let them know. Hopefully they're watching this video. But anyways, so yeah, so we had a good night, and we just finished off the night just hanging out with each other, and I just went home and went about my day. So the next place that I went was probably my favorite spot. I am obsessed with the springs, Silver Glen. This is the spring I went to, Silver Glen Springs. It's a natural spring if you haven't heard of it, and because it's a natural spring, it's fresh water, so there are no sharks, but there are manatees, there's fish. I mean, guys, like, when I tell you I felt like I was really in a movie, like, that place hit me hard because I was just like, I'm literally swimming in clear water, I'm swimming with fish. Like, what else could get better, you know? Like, it was just beautiful. So pretty much what happened is we go there, and these are natural springs, so they really cold, but you know, I'm like, I'm ready, like, I don't care, like, I'm just want to get in. So we start to step in down these steps, right? Oh my gosh, I was freezing, but it was okay. So then she pulls out the snorkeling gear. Now keep in mind, I've never snorkeled before, and I have always loved it. I've always been very interested in snorkeling in the ocean and like just all of those things. Like when I was little, I was like, I want to be an archaeologist, but I want to swim underwater and swim in caves and snorkel and be a deep sea diver. Like, even though that stuff is scary to me, it's not as scary anymore because I did those things and I'm overcoming that fear. But yeah, so I went snorkeling for the first time, and I snorkeled in the springs, and like I snorkeled with fish, and like I didn't even take any pictures. And I know that's what a lot of people do. You got your phone, you gotta take a picture. Well, I didn't, because I wasn't, like, our reception didn't work where we were. But I also, like, it's really hard for me to remember things. And so for me to remember almost every single detail of the springs shows how much I loved it there. And that's literally my favorite place. I keep telling all my friends at home, like, just let me take you. Just let me take you to the springs. Like, you'll love it. But so yeah, so at the springs, we were swimming around, you know, just hanging out, beautiful sunshine, swimming with fish. Like, it was great. And then we went back to the quicksand pits. Never gotten quicksand either until I went to the springs. Dude, these quicksand pits, you literally just jump in them. Jump. You're in quicksand, and it's so much fun. But what I did is I kept one leg out and I put the other leg in because I couldn't get out. So there was this one that I jumped in, and because Crystal's like, come on girl, try it. I'm like, okay. I jump in and I'm like, whoosh, and I'm like, ooh, and I grab onto her, and she just starts laughing, and like, of course I laughed too. But that was probably the deepest pit, but it was really cool. And it's like this whole forest, like, because I was by the Ocala National Forest, and like this trail you walk on to get to the quicksand pits, it's so beautiful. These trees are so beautiful. This forest is so beautiful. And I'm just like, I can't believe I'm here right now. Like, it was just so amazing. But guys, those were the 3 places, well, 3 good events that I had. Everything else was pretty good too, but like, those are definitely the most memorable from my trip. I'm always going to remember that. But another thing that I really like about Daytona is there's always something to do. So I know that you guys saw my band shell look, and that was actually because I went to the Beatles tribute band, and I wore like a pretty flowy dress, and like, it was fun. It was cool. Like, these people, like, they do so good at imitating other bands. I'm just like, how? So I saw the Beatles tribute band, and it's got a place called the Band Shell. So the Band Shell, there's like this big arena, and then obviously, and then the beach. You just look over and you just see the beach, and then there's so many people here, and you're just like, wow, like, I'm literally at a concert right now. So that was the only tribute band that I went to see, but they had a lot going on. Like, they always have something going on in Daytona. So another one that I really was interested in going to see but didn't happen was the Grateful Dead. Love the Grateful Dead, so I wanted to go see the Grateful Dead tribute band, but that's okay. Maybe next year. Okay, so this is the part of the video that might get kind of sad. But, you know, through all those things that I did when I was in Florida and the experiences that I had, it helped me grow a lot as a person. And I say that because I know what I need to work on. I know what I want in my life and the way that I want to do things. And I know how to help myself. Not, you know, I'm always going to be learning and growing, but like, for me, like, okay, so this is where I'm going to talk about this. This book right here. This book was given to me by a very special person. They're really good friends of mine, and they're like my family, and they have been there for me through a lot of stuff. A lot. They have known me for a long time. And this book, I love it because it teaches you how to meditate without actually having to just sit down and meditate like normal way. You know, it teaches you so many things to deal with your anxiety, your depression, your problems, you know. It teaches you so much stuff. And one of the things I lack on is continuing to read it. I'll say, like, I love this book, which I do, don't get me wrong, but I need to actively read it more. I have a lot of responsibilities, you know. I have to help my grandma, my mother, to help take care of my sisters. You know, there is a lot of things going on. So when I went to Florida, that was my time. And that was time for me to really clear my head, make myself better, and learn how to deal with all of these things that go on around me. And even though I didn't learn 100%, I still have a clear mind, and I still am more confident in myself as a person. And I just have to learn and keep learning that these things that are going on around you, it doesn't matter right now. The only thing that matters is this moment, me talking to you guys. Next thing that I want to talk to you guys about, what Florida is to me. Florida to me is my home away from home. It means so much to me, and I don't think anybody, unless you are in that place and you have a place that you can go to get away, that's amazing. You know how it feels to you. But some people, like my grandmother, she was very upset when I left. You know, I just kind of was like, I'm going to Florida, like, I'm sorry, but I need to do this for myself. I want to do this for myself. And when I told everybody, you know, I'm going away for a month, they freaked. And it's just like, that shouldn't have been the response that I got, but granted, everybody's response is going to be different. And that's okay, because it's something that I wanted. I don't have to care. I don't need validation from other people. You know, it's like, it hurts because you want these people to support you, but it's okay. Not everybody is going to support me. And these are always constant reminders that I have to tell myself. And that kind of goes into, like, you know, what do I want to improve in my everyday life? Well, I definitely want to incorporate the yoga. I love yoga so much. It helps me so much. I can literally sit there and do yoga for 10 minutes, and all day I'd be like, okay, I'm good to go. It gives me such a rewarding feeling. But I definitely want to just incorporate, you know, yoga, you know, work on my physical health, and definitely read this book more. Just basically learn some coping mechanisms and learn what makes me happy in life, because I know some things, but I'm still learning. I'm always going to be learning. So yeah, I guess that, you know, Florida kind of helped me open my eyes and realize, because I missed home a lot. Like, I missed my family a lot towards the end. Like, I was crying, and like, I was just like, I just want to go home. Like, I love it here, but like, this is not my home. Like, it's my home away from home. I just want to leave. Like, it's time for me to be home so I can be a person and work on myself and better myself and make things happen for me. You know, like, there was so many factors going into this whole trip, and it's like, honestly, I can honestly say that I am more confident in myself, and I know that I'm gonna do good things with my life. And it's just a work in progress. Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, you guys, 4 months ago, and even the beginning of this year, I was not in a good place. I wasn't. Last year, I wasn't even in a good place. I told you, my happiness is like a switch, and for me to sit down and even tell, I feel like, the whole world this, it's just like, it's not me telling the world, but it's like, I'm being vulnerable. I'm opening up because I want you guys to know. And I want you to know that if you're going through something, you're not alone. You can always talk to me. I know that you just see me through a screen, but you can always talk to me, and I will always be there for you, because I understand it, and I do. And I want you to do what makes you happy. For real. Don't hold back. Just don't hold back. Okay, so one more factor that I want to talk about. As you know, I kind of touched on the family part a little bit, you know, because I missed home and everything. But while I was away, it was really hard emotionally for, well, the only person that it seemed very hard for emotionally was my little sister Avery. I know you guys have seen her in some of my videos. And I know that emotions are a really, really big thing. Like, obviously we all have emotion, but like, she was crying every night that I wasn't home, and it's hard because you feel very torn. You're like, your life can go this way or this way or this way. It's like I have a door and I just have to pick what path I want, but it takes time. And you know, she's only a kid, so like she doesn't understand that you have to leave the nest. You have to grow. You have to grow as a person. And when she grows as a person, and when she turns 18 years old and she wants to go to Florida for a month, I'm sure it's gonna crush me too, but like I want that for her because it's her time. It's like, you know what I mean? So like, that's why I say a lot of factors played into this, because you know, I'm always gonna love my family. Like, I'm always gonna love my family, obviously. But you know, being your own person and doing things because others want you to is hard, and I've done that a lot. But now it's time for me to be my own person and grow, and I just really want to grow with you guys. And you know, I want to grow with my sisters, and I have a lot of goals, but it hurts when people are so sad, because it just makes you want to cry, because you're like, man, I just want to come home now. But it's all about overcoming those battles too, and really just seeing what happens, dealing with it. And then like once I got back, you know, it's okay again, like everything's fine, like I'm back. But like this whole Florida trip really put a lot of things in perspective for me. It helped me with myself as a person, and I now know what I need to do to make myself better, and I'm gonna learn every day. But thanks so much, guys, for sitting down and talking and listening to me. I'm sure it was a long video, but that was all about my Florida trip, and I hope that you guys really took something from this and maybe understand why, you know, I don't post as much, or you know, I'm not on top of my game, or I didn't post as much. And one of my goals is to better my YouTube and to better my channel for you guys. But it's Bre'ell, it's me, so it's probably gonna take a little bit, but we'll get there. I love you guys so much. I'm so sorry if this video is too long, or you know, but it's fine. We're fine. We don't need to apologize. I hope you guys like this, and comment, like, subscribe, and share. Bye.